kind of momentum have you guys taken this week after the performance last week?
I think it definitely helps. Having come off a good performance, I think there's definitely things we can improve on both sides of the ball, and we're well aware of that. And so we're going to try and clean those things up, and like I said, just have a good week of preparation and then put our best foot forward this week.
Drake, you played in a lot of these games, OU Texas games now. I'm not saying you're an old man or anything, but anyway, your thoughts on this series and what it means and what it is?
Yeah, I mean it's very, very historic series. One of the greatest rivalries in all of college football. So I mean it's definitely a historic series, but the past has nothing to do with the present, and so we're just focusing on this week, focusing on Monday today. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. We'll focus on Tuesday, and when Saturday comes, we'll focus on 11 a.m. kick.
How much was it talked about this summer, just the way that game went a year ago and the 49-0?
Yeah, I mean, that left a bad taste in all of our mouths. And at the end of the day, we want to go 1-0 each week, and that's really the goal. And so we want to go 1-0 this week. And like I just said, the past plays nothing to do with the present. And so here we are this year, and like I keep saying, we're ready to put our best foot forward and go to battle.
How does it feel to have your quarterback with you, though, this time?
Feels great. Feels very nice.
What can you relay to somebody like Andrell that hasn't played down there yet?
Just try to tell him that, it's a dogfight, and the closest thing for him, to give him some perspective that I can think of for him, would be Michigan, Ohio State, And still, for me, I've never played in that, obviously, so I don't want to downplay that, but this is one of the greatest rivalries in all of college football. So just trying to reiterate that to him, and yeah, I mean, it burns a little different.
Having Dylan in this game, though, as well as he's playing, what does this mean for you guys?
It's great. Like you said, the momentum from last game, even though that plays no role this week, but I mean, he's definitely been playing really good football and really efficient football and leading our offense. And so it feels great to have him, like I said, a leader on the offense and someone who's definitely playing really well as of right now.
Let's turn the clock back to 2020. How much does that play? And I imagine you know the one I'm talking about. How much does that play live in your memory?
2020, the COVID year. Yeah, that play was something. I'll remember that for the rest of my life for sure.
Is part of that just the stage that this game is and provides every single year?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, just the pageantry of it. I mean, everyone, even for the fan bases, for just everyone, if you're an Oklahoman, I mean, you don't like Texas. If you're a Texan, you don't like Oklahoma. So it really boils down to that. And so, yeah, I'll remember that play from 2020 for a long time. But, on to better things now this year, 2023 Sooners.
How nice was it to get Brennan going a little bit on Saturday, finally get him into the mix?
Yeah, no, I was happy for him to see him healthy and running fast again and going and helping our offense make a big play right there, a 40, 50-yard gain just in one play, getting us down in the red zone like that. It shows the capabilities he has and the talent that he has. I'm excited for him.
Does he make the Sooners 4x100 relay team?
I think if you asked him, he would say for sure. They all fight about who's the fastest in the locker room, and he's definitely up there arguing with them. So.
Can you imagine what this week must be like for him, obviously?
Yeah.
Flipping over, that's got to, Can you even put into context what that must be like for him?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you'd have to ask him to be certain,
sure.
But I'm sure it means a lot to him to go play his old team and a team I'm not sure exactly how he feels about him, but he's a Sooner now, and so he better be bleeding crimson and cream.
What does it mean to you to make a mark on such a historic game that you like you mentioned?
I mean, it's an honor, really. A pleasure, an honor. Just grateful for the opportunity, grateful for all my teammates, my coaches, everyone trusting me to be in the position I've been in the past to make the plays in a game like that. And I just trusted my training to feel prepared and capable and confident enough to go and make plays like that. But again, it has nothing to do with now, and focus on putting my best foot forward come Saturday and part of the Team 129 2023 Sooners.
So Oklahoma's 5-0, Texas 5-0. What's the biggest difference between these teams?
If you look at the record, nothing. But they wear burnt orange and we wear crimson. I don't know. At the end of the day, we're both just two good teams, and we're ready to go fight it out. I'm not really sure what the biggest differences is. I just focus on Oklahoma and then studying the DNA of our opponent and studying their defense and getting ready to play Saturday.
When you look at the receiver room right now, beyond the starters, you, Jalil, and Andrell, all guys that are making plays, but to see dudes like Nick and Jaden contributing week in and week out and getting Brennan unlocked like we talked about last week, I mean, what is the general vibe right now just within the wide receiver room? How much confidence are you guys carrying as a unit?
Yeah, it's good. It helps to have more competitive depth this year and having guys that can really step up. And I talked back in fall camp that we had young guys that were ready to take the stage, ready to become household names, and And certainly Nick Anderson showing that, Jaden Gibson showing that now, and Gavin Freeman as well. I mean, it's exciting for those guys, and it definitely helps out the room, and it takes a little pressure off everyone because we all know we got each other's back, and we got competitive depth. So one goes down, the other's up. So it's like, which head of the snake do you want to cut off?
What do you think is the biggest difference in where Dylan's at right now than he was at this time last year?
For one, he's healthy this week. That's nice. But just the efficiency aspect, he's always been very efficient. But the efficiency aspect, playing great on third and fourth down, really, really efficient there. Really great in turnovers, taking care of the football. And honestly, like I've always said over these months since the offseason, just building this connection and rapport with the wide receivers and us all being on the same page and having a good connection, him knowing where we're going to be, us being in the right place at the right time, and just making plays for each other.
Drake, I think you know Brent, or you've known Brent longer than any teammate, fair to say. Right?
Yeah.
Coach Venables.
Yeah.
When did you first get a hint of his intensity? Do you remember?
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I'd go over to his house and hang out with his sons.
Yeah.
You could just, I mean, he's just always wired a little bit different. That passion, that intensity, and you could see it out at practice as a kid, but you didn't really understand it until you get coached by him now. But I could definitely tell he was wired a little bit different even when I was younger.
Did he play games with y'all when you were that, or are you just talking about just?
No, just the intensity. Like whenever we'd go, whether it's to practice, whatever, like just getting us right in the right mind frame. This is how you approach the game. This is how you approach life. This is, about being a man and I mean, just I don't know exactly a perfect example, but kind of exactly how he is now is exactly how he was then.
And you guys are going to get a lot of questions this week, just like they are down in Austin, about pride. How big a deal that is in a game like this. How big a deal do you think it'll be for Coach Venables, given his history in this rivalry and what happened, last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's regardless of last year, I think it's just a big deal to try and win this year, and given the historic rivalry that it is, and I think at the end of the day, you could put pride aside and just honor the endeavor in itself. And yeah, I mean, pride is obviously a big deal, but at the end of the day, you want to honor the endeavor in itself and just play to win and put your best foot forward and play for the guy next to you. And win or lose, I think if you do that, you could live with the result.
Thanks.